What's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be doing a video talking about my favorite show of all time, Sons of Anarchy. As you can see, I'm wearing these are Jax's glasses from the show, the main character's glasses. The KDs. I've been told by a few people that they don't look very good on me, and I almost lose them nearly every time I wear them. It's not really meant to be, but I'm just gonna wear them for the video, right? Um, Yeah, man, this show is just tied for me with Breaking Bad. You know, the only reason this show gets a little bit of the upper edge is because I think mainly because it's the underdog. You know, and if you compare the two, because everybody says Breaking Bad's the best, well deserved for that matter. But yeah, everybody likes to root for an underdog for one, and then two, this show kind of had some personal elements with me that hit, and then also it has the longer run. And it's harder to keep a show going for longer, at consistent quality. But yeah, yeah, I was just absolutely hooked, man. Every chance I got when I watched this, I was watching that shit. Um, and I take breaks when I'm watching like longer shows, but no, I absolutely did not with this. I watched something else and then come back to it, but no, not with this, right? I think the biggest element for this, or one of the bigger elements, one of the things about it that I like so much is it's consistently, and I'm trying to keep it kind of spoiler free for the start, and then I'll get into spoilers at a certain point. But it's consistently, it's not like this with shows. Oh, it's getting into a finale. It's gonna get, and then in the middle we're gonna drop in the lull. I think consistently every episode has some type of hook, something happening, and not just kind of random shit happens to happen. I've complained about it. I know people disagree. I've complained about it with Yellowstone. As good as that show is, shit kind of sometimes will just happen to happen. Like that microwave behind me just explodes, right? Why did that happen? Just to shock you, just to shock the viewer. That's why. But most all the shocks I think in this are kind of an element of the story, so it just explode just to surprise me, or somebody snuck in here, put something in that to blow up behind me, so I get hurt, so I'll get out of the house so they can come in and rob the house. See what I'm saying? How it kind of it kind of connects, and yeah, this show has that for sure. Interesting characters, Jax and Clay's interactions, their rivalry carry the show, and then Gemma as well, Tara, all the character drama, and then the side characters as well. Just really charismatic, funny. You get the brotherhood camaraderie between the bikers. When I first heard about this show, I thought it was just like you got to understand bikes and stuff to like it, and that's why I put off watching it for a while, because I thought it was just like a biker show that you're just gonna get if you're into that. But no, man, it's yeah, obviously I think it's really great. Yeah, so some episodes you'll be watching, and I think this is a common thing with FX shows in general. I think FX is a great network, probably my favorite network. They produce some great hits, shows that are all mostly like this, but you get elements in there where you're watching and you're like, okay, this has to be the series finale, or this has to be the season finale, or something's happening, but you'll be in the middle of the season, right? Or and it's like, this is just, it's crazy where we're getting, how can the characters make it past this, genuinely. So yeah, it's very engaging, great characters, camaraderie. I do have some problems with it, of course, right? Nothing is perfect. I was surprised. I heard some people's complaints with this. I was on a Reddit forum, and there are people going over their favorite TV shows of all time, making a list. And of course, like I might have said already, if this isn't your cup of tea, you hated it, whatever, or you disagree, that's fine. Everybody has different taste. But I've heard some complaints about this where they say it's like a soap opera, and I get how you can say that, like a male soap opera, but I don't see that as a bad thing, because I think soap operas do something really well where each episode they're asking themselves, how can we engage the audience, whatever. The problem comes into play, and gets you watching till tomorrow. The problem comes into play whenever you got bad acting, horrible acting on these soap operas. Not that I watched them, but my mom and my grandma watched a lot of soaps. And I just kind of caught it in the background or whatever. But so the bad acting, and then the stories just are going to be crap with how often you're churning them out every day or recycled. And this isn't like that. They're season to season each year. So yeah, so it does it well. I think if you want to call it a male soap opera, lots of 40-year-old moms I think like the show. I put it on for my mom, and she was hooked on it and watching it too for the guys on there, right? But yeah, I can't speak to that. But no, I do think Jax is a great antagonist. Seeing him where he starts, I'm a sucker for stories like this anyway. But it's the same thing with seeing Jax, hopeful for his club. It's got a good hook. It's got a good thing where you want to see him redeem this club and not follow in his father's footsteps. But by the time you get there and it's too late, and you're kind of realizing this with him, okay, yeah, you can fix it, and then whoa, Jax, you're too far gone. You can't go back and correct this. I absolutely love that story, and that's where we'll kind of get into spoilers. So yeah, the cherry on the cake for this show, I call it a beautiful tragedy. If you saw my thumbnail, yeah, where the show is like a contrast slider. I think I might have already said that, but you start off light, and you see Jax go this far to where he is unredeemable. He can't go back. And again, similar element you have with Breaking Bad as well. Walt, spoilers for Breaking Bad, having to, or just dying in the end. And that's, because there was no redeeming him at that point, he can only do it in so many ways. Same thing with Jax. So maybe it's just all shows that have the main character kill themselves or die at the end are the greatest, right? Maybe that's something, but no. Yeah, so that moment, Jack's on the bike, whenever he realizes he killed his mom, lost Tara. That whole season 7, was basically him saying goodbye and dragging his club through the shit, whatever, because he was pretty much dead already by that point, especially after killing his mom and losing Tara for sure. But yeah, I love that moment when he's on the bike, just fully at peace, or the most peace that he could possibly get in that moment, was through death. It's sad, it's tragic, but also it's beautiful because I didn't hate Jax. I know a lot of people did. I didn't hate him. I understood the reasons that he came to these decisions and the things that he did, and getting misled. They do a good job at making you be like, whoa, Jax, you're full villain, you're fucked up, but I feel bad for you, buddy. I get it, but damn, I get most of it. But and the personal element that I was talking about, if I said that I had with this show, Gemma and Tara, their conflict and what it puts Jax into, that speaks personally to my life, because my mom and my girlfriend have not gotten along at points in time, and I've been in the middle of it. And right, so that was kind of when I was watching. I was like, oh yeah, I know how that fucking feels, buddy. But yeah, just awesome, beautiful scene there. Whenever you come to that conclusion, you get the crows, the song, everything, full circle with how his dad went out, or you realize all too late that, oh, well, that's why his dad did it, right? Because there really was no fixing the club. There was nothing he could do, and there was nothing Jax could do either, So yeah, it just kind of hits you at the end. Yeah, just beautiful ending there. But dark, right? It's that twist, that salty, sweet twist, and yeah, I absolutely love it. And like I said, the acting from Jax, all the actors, I mean, you don't just all the cast is likable or interesting, I think, in some way. Chucky, Tig, man, I don't want to leave anybody out. Chibs, obviously Clay was so great. That's why they kept him around. Right whenever it felt like he had been around too long, then they get him out of there. Some of the problems I had with the show, though, I guess, as I can, all things have downsides. Although, interestingly enough, even though I say this is better, I can't really think of too many downsides of Breaking Bad. Well, no, I will say season 3 of Breaking Bad was kind of a pretty big mess there at the end. Too many characters introduced and plot lines, I think. But let me see here. So I wanted a little bit more from Opie and Jax's relationship overall, his best friend. They kept saying that they were best friends, but I never really felt it or saw it. that much, really. I think his death would have been more impactful. Let's see. Season 3 overall was the weakest season, but that's the thing, though. I mean, it really, all the seasons are consistently good. And that's impressive to have just one season out of it. I mean, Breaking Bad's the same way, but yeah, just one season. Season 3 felt like they were setting up for like a spinoff, or I do appreciate how they were trying to go with the larger world type thing and showing Ireland and all of that, and the Irish side of the business, because they are a big, important plot line. But yeah, it just felt very confusing, I think, a lot of it, and kind of just like they were starting on something that they just didn't finish on. I don't know. Maybe it'd be better on a rewatch. Yeah, there were some religious elements in here too, like Jax. Just a lot of things I really appreciate. So Kurt Sutter was the man behind all of this. Interestingly enough, he worked on the show The Shield, which has a lot of the same actors, cast, and crew. So yeah, if you like Sons of Anarchy, go check out The Shield, man. It's before Sons of Anarchy, and it was kind of where the cast and crew, I think, got the ideas and the pieces to build Sons of Anarchy, and but they did it even better with Sons of Anarchy, because you learn from trial and error. And yeah, so everything that Shield does is great, but Sons of Anarchy, in my opinion, nails it that much better. But let's see, yeah, so Kurt Sutter, I think the best shows come from just the one single person too. Walking Dead has a huge problem with this. For instance, they have multiple showrunners throughout the course of the show, the seasons. And this is all written by, just like Breaking Bad was all written by Vince Gilligan, this is all done by Kurt Sutter, man. Yeah, so definitely his baby, and and the best stories come from, I know where I'm starting and I know where I'm finishing. And I definitely get the feeling with Sons of Anarchy, for sure, with all the setup that they had, that they knew where they were starting, and then they knew where they were finishing, throughout. They might not have known what the pieces were in between, but yeah. And also, that's something else. I like how the villains and stuff, season to season, Jax is a very smart protagonist. I know I'm kind of all over the place with this, but whenever you love something, you got to gush about it in so many different ways. But Jax learns from his villains, and he's a smart protagonist, that you wouldn't really expect to be the brute, of a biker gang, but he uses his mind to outsmart them as well. That's a little complaint I think I have. Sometimes he just kind of like can pull some fucking magic with his plans, and it's like, oh wow, he can really fix all of this, or he was 20 steps ahead the whole time. But yeah, no, still good. That's a complaint I have about. This is kind of off on a tangent. That's a complaint that I have about Mayans MC, a spinoff show that Kurt Sutter makes his protagonist smart as well, like Jax. So it's kind of in a different way, but still, it's kind of like, you just did the same. You just did Jax again, dude. Kind of. There's a defining thing that makes him different. But yeah, I know Mayans MC got a lot of hate in its first few seasons. I didn't think it was bad. I was enjoying it. I could see how some of the actors or plot lines felt a little bit weak, but then they come in with season 3. This is a review for that. I'm just saying real quick, but season 3 picks up better with some characters and story elements, new actors in there, and it's because Kurt Sutter got kicked out of it. It feels like they're doing it in a different way. In the season 3, they get out the theme song, which I fucking liked, with Mayans MC. I like the original theme song. I know a lot of people did, but yeah, they kill off a lot of characters that were in there from Sons, or get rid of them. Although luckily they keep around, like Alvarez, he's still in there. But yeah, it's somehow better without Kurt Sutter, surprisingly. Somehow better, I think, because they more embraced Mayans. And okay, this isn't a Sons of Anarchy, spinoff. This is its own show with elements of Sons of Anarchy. But of course, I hope they still get like elements of Sons of Anarchy in there, like you get Chibs and Happy in there as well. But anyway, it's about Sons of Anarchy or so. But yeah, there's a religious element in Sons of Anarchy too, where the woman with the cloak, I love that she gives Jax the cloak at the end. And if you remember in Jax's first kill, if anybody paid attention, Jax's first kill, he had the cloak on, and his last kill, I guess technically his last kill was himself, but he puts his cloak on. Yeah, such a freeing scene in that last thing, because he can just go. basically they don't have to play too smart about how they solve their problems. Jack's just going and blowing people away in broad daylight because he's dead anyway, right? So he can. The camera work with these shows may bother some people. It's very shaky cam, right? It's very bad in the Shield, which is what they did before Sons, but it gets very bad in, or it's very bad in the Shield. It gets a little bit better in Sons of Anarchy, but still it's very shaky cam stuff. But yeah, it's an absolutely awesome show. Yeah, check it out if you haven't, or hopefully if anybody's watching this, they have seen the show and they just kind of want to gush about it with me, because I would hate to spoil that ending for you, you know, because that's the main hook of the show. Everybody, how it ends up, right? I don't want to spoil this for you. Go watch it blind. But yeah, all right. So I think that's what I got. I think I covered most of it. Of course, I could go on and on. Whenever I leave stuff out of my videos, I usually put it in the comments. So yeah, go check the comments and see if I've forgotten anything in this, you know. But yeah, just love it. Just love Sons of Anarchy.